Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we look at how to cut and sew this simple shift dress. If this is what you're interested in, please do stay on to watch to the end. Subscribe, like and share for others to learn. Thank you very much. Let's dive into the video. So we look at this tie. It has slit on the front, it has pocket, and there is turn up on the sleeve, the hem of the sleeve. So here I have 3 yards of African print fabric, my scissors, measuring tape, I have my ruler, chalk and also pen. So to fold my fabric, I will use the length of my sleeve plus the half of my shoulder measurement. So the length of my sleeve is 10 inches and the half of my shoulder measurement is 9 inches. So altogether I will fold 19 inches into 4 places. So here is my fabric. I'll mark it and fold it into 4. So I already have it folded into 4 here, and I am going to place this on my cutting table. So I have it in 4 places here, 4 folds. So first off, I'll mark my starting line where all the measurements, my vertical measurements, will start from. So I'll first of all measure my shoulder divided by 2. Then I'll go ahead to measure the length of the sleeve I'll be using. So altogether here I have 19 inches. On the hem of that I will measure 1.5. You can use 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So before connecting the shoulder slope, I have the neck width of about 3.75 inches. You can do it to your preference as you want. So from the starting point, I'll mark my bust point. 14 inches is the bust point I am using. I will add 0.5 to make it 14.5, and I'm using 19 inches for the half length. Also, I'll be using 30 inches for the hip. So here I want to measure the round sleeve measurement. You can just use your tape to measure around it loosely. It should not be tight. And if it is tight, you can add about 2 inches to it to make it free, because this is shift dress. So I have input what I measured on the sleeve, the round sleeve. So here I will divide my bust into 4, the circumference of my bust. Then I will add 2.5 inches, 1.5 inches for sewing allowance and 1 inch for ease. And also I am going to measure what I have there to confirm what I have on my sleeve measurement. So I will go down to the waist and measure the waist as well. Before that, I'm going to curve the sleeve out. So I'll just curve it out from wherever the bust circumference measurement plus my allowance got to. I'm going to curve it to meet with the measurement of the round sleeve. So I'll measure my waist divided by 4. I will also add the same 2.5 inches allowance. Then I'll connect it to the measurement of the bust. I'll move down to the hip, measure my hip divided by 4, add my necessary allowance and connect it from the hip to the waist. So the dress is taking shape. Whatsoever I have on the hip, I'll go to the hem of my fabric and input the same thing I have on my hip. So I'm going to connect this straight to the hip. So as you can see here, I am using freehand. You can use whatsoever you like to use, ruler or your curve rule, so you can get accurate markings and measurements. So here I will go in by 1/2 inch at the tip of the sleeve and connect it to the top of the sleeve, because I don't want the lower part of the sleeve longer than the upper part of the sleeve. So here I am going to cut. You can just watch the way I am cutting this. So if we are also cutting the same style, you know where and where to cut. So I'm going to measure the neckline measurement. I'll do for the back first and cut it out. I have 1.5 inch depth, and I am going to use about 3.75 width, the neck width of 3.75 and the depth of about 1.5 inch. So I'll cut. So here I am cutting the front and the back together. So from there I am going to mark the front, removing the 1.5 inches. Then I have 5 inches depth for the front. Then the slit will be about 4 inches. The length of the sleeve will be about 4 inches. So I'm going to notch the middle point of the neckline so I can remove the back piece from the front piece. So I'll refold the front piece again. So after folding it properly, I'm going to connect the necklines together. So after connecting the necklines together, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is what we have for our front neck measurement. So I am going to slit down the 4 inches. So you can do as much as you want, and you can do more or less using this measurement I have here. So this is what I have. Then this is the remaining piece of the fabric I have. I'll cut out the turn up effect on the sleeve. I'm going to fold this into 2. I am using 3 inches for the length of the turn up sleeve, and on fold we will have 6 inches. Then I am going to measure the length of my sleeve. After measuring the length of the sleeve, that is from the front of the sleeve to the back, from front to the back, because the turn up effect will move from the front to the back. When we are sewing this, you will understand more on the turn up sleeve. So this is what I have, and this is for one piece of the sleeve. I'm going to fold my fabric again to cut the other piece. So I can have 2 pieces for each of the sleeve. So I have 2 pieces for each of the sleeve now. I'm going to fold the rest of this fabric. I'll fold into 4 so I can cut out the sleeve. I can cut out the pocket. I will also cut out the facing for each piece of the fabric, the front and the back piece. I am going to cut out facing for it. So I am exhausting all the 3 yards of the African print fabric I have here. So the length of my pocket, the width of my pocket is about 6 inches, while the length of my pocket is about 9 inches. So I am going to fold this into 4 so I can have 9 inches all round. So I'll just cut this and curve the edge, using about 1 inch to curve the edge of the pocket so it is not just straight. Then I'm going to slit all the folded parts of the fabric for this pocket. So we will have 4 pieces for the pocket. That is 1 on each side of the front piece and 1 on each side of the back piece to couple the pocket together. So I am going to measure the width of my front facing so I can use it to cut out the back facing or the back piece. So I'm going to place this folded part on the folded part of the fabric, so it will be on fold on the center, and I will cut this out. So after cutting this out, I'm going to measure about 3 inches for the length of the facing. You can do 2 inches, depends on your preference. So this is what I have for the back facing. So we are done cutting. So let's move into the sewing aspect of this. So I have joined the facing for the front and also the facing for the back. So this is facing for the back. After sewing the facing for the back, I place tiny notches on the neck part, so it will relax when I turn the facing to the right part. So here is what we have. Also the front facing, I had a little bit of interfacing, so the V neck part will be stable, so that when it is worn, it can be stable, it will stand right, it will not fall over. So here is what I have after I use the facing to turn each piece of the front and the back. So I am going to place the front and the back piece while the right side face each other. Then I am going to join the shoulder part together, so I can sew the front and the back shoulder together. So I am going to use one of the facing. You can use the facing of the back to turn it to the front, or you use the front to turn it to the back, either way, so we can conceal the rough edges on the shoulder part. So I am going to take this to my sewing machine and sew using 0.5 inch. So when I was done sewing, this is what I have. So I have sewn the shoulder part together and I overlock it. So here is what I have. And also I have also joined the pocket, each on the front piece and also on the back piece. So one on each side. So this is the piece I have for the turn over sleeve. So it's on fold. I am going to measure this to confirm my measurement. So I have 3 inches of the length, and the width is going to be the round of the sleeve. So you can measure this after you have joined the front and the back piece together, so you can get the accurate measurement. So here I have excess when I cut this, so I don't run into shortage when I am joining the front and the back piece together. So I'll put this on the wrong side of the sleeve. I'm going to place the turn up sleeve, the turn up piece, on the wrong side of the sleeve. Then I will sew using 0.5 inch and I will turn it back to the right side, so it gives us the effect. So here is what I have on the facing after joining the shoulder together. I'm going to press this. So I'll take my iron and press this, and press, so it can give us neat finishing. Then so we don't have flying facing. So when it is worn, the facing is not flying around. You can just put a little bit of hemming gum underneath the facing. Then I press it to match together with the fashion fabric. Or you can use needle and thread to hem this if you don't want to use hemming gum to gum it. So I have sewn the turn up effect. So this is what we have using 0.5. Then I'm going to turn it to the right side so we can conceal all the rough edges inside the sleeve when the turn up effect is being turned. So this is what I have when I was done ironing, and look at the slit part, it is standing, it's not falling off. Also, I have ironed the turn up effect. You can put hemming gum to place this down, or you can sew on the stitch, following the stitch on the shoulder, but I am not going to do either of this. So once I join together, we are good. So this is it. I am going to use 1 inch to sew down to the pocket. I'll use 0.5 to couple the pocket together. Then I'll continue using 1 inch down to the hem of the dress. I am going to do the same thing on the other side. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment, share, and watch out for the next video. Thank you so much, and God bless you.